On a Monday night, we are joined together once again, gentlemen, YouTube fans, friends, new recruits, veterans to the channel. Welcome on in. It's Alternate History Gaming with me, Bank 60s, your humble and gracious player host, humble and gracious as always. Thank you for being here tonight, guys. Last time you're going to see me on camera for a little while because of what I had posted about before involving a bit of a canine house guest. We're going to be dog sitting a while, and this particular canine house guest, not a big fan of being left alone for too awful long. Did do a little bit of work off stream before jumping into tonight's battle playthrough. I'm really looking forward to this one. This could wrap it up in the Shenandoah. Don't want to speak too soon by any means, but we've got a big night in Grand Tactician tonight. Union forces are on the advance. We have been all the way into central Virginia thus far. A major battle in the south, or rather just north of Richmond. Further down in our campaign south toward Richmond, we were pushed back. It was the Army of Northeastern Virginia's chance to try and take Richmond. They failed, so now the Confederates are on the advance in the Shenandoah Valley, bolstered their confidence, but George B. McClellan has managed to sneak a march on them. He has managed to get 3 entire corps around the flank of this Confederate force in the Shenandoah, as it turns out, and we'll see what happens going forward. I've set up quite an interesting little looking scenario here for you to check out, and we'll get to it here in just a moment. I'm trying to incorporate a bit more entrenchments than there might actually want to be in a gameplay kind of in that kind of respect. I've added a little bit more kind of as a way to set the scene, you might say. So that's from a storytelling standpoint, and that's what we do here at Alternate History Gaming, the main brunt of what I try to accomplish, using the gameplay and the game itself. Couple of mentions before we jump in is, one, the very latest of my Grand Tactician vids drop. This is the ongoing vid series of this campaign that I'm playing on the live stream, just edited together for your enjoyment. So in case you missed some of the highlights, some of the moments that happened during the live stream battles and the campaign gameplay, you can go check that out. That's up on the videos page right now, or you can check the entire Grand Tactician campaign playlist, either live streams or the vids, and you'll have a whole lot of fun watching all that right there. Of course, please do me the favor, click the thumbs up button before we jump into the game. If you're brand new and you're watching now, consider subscribing to the channel. Wargaming is what we do here, plus more. We love grand strategic, grand tactical, operational level, you name it, fantastical adventure having kinds of games here at Alternate History Gaming. It's a wide array. It's a wide array. We try not to exclude anything that is of interest, but tonight it's all about Grand Tactician. Glad to have a few folks who are in watching. This is pretty cool. We've got a little work I said that had been done, and that was to just get our flanking corps worked out over here. And I'll kind of go through what I did. Got a cup of Joe in hand tonight, gentlemen. By the way, never too late to become a member. That's just $2 a month at the recruit level, $5 for veteran level, and members-only content access. I hope you consider that. Really just lined up, we have Buchanan's Corps with, there is Wessel's Corps here, and Williams' Corps here. Williams will lead the march. Buchanan will file in largely behind him, with Buchanan's cavalry making up kind of the rear guard, and then Williams' cavalry making up our main scouting flanking force. And then the Wessel's Corps is basically the elite corps of the flank march. And then the other thing, like I would mention, I wanted to try to kind of like set up a believable situation, because in the campaign map, we had been caught in a kind of a siege entrenchment defensive battle in the valley up until this point for a number of days, if not a couple of weeks in the game. So what I did was I kind of created what I thought would be a rough entrenchment line like it had been here for a long time. It's highly complex. It's got I had made that's funny, the save game didn't keep it. I had made abattis and obstacles at these entrenchments here, and the game didn't keep that. Unfortunate. Note that one for the developers. I'm not going to complain about it. I don't believe the main brunt of the action is going to happen up here. I don't believe. We'll have to see. But we'll be making this flanking march through the high country and over the ridge down this way. The idea here, and it's going to be a bit of a slow burn, I got to admit to you. And by the way, let's I don't need to be quite so prominent up over here. What I want to do, since they're going to do this, all I'm going to do, I'm going to be a real prick. And I'm just going to bring all of the artillery I can up right here. Supported, of course. And I'm just going to blast them until they figure out what they want to do about it. And by then, I believe we'll have a nice position in here that covers this ford, this bridge, and probably this ford as well. And we'll be moving troops forward. So that'll kind of be the plan going into this next battle, which I have actually not developed a name for. Battle of Strasbourg. I don't think we'll go with that. I'll probably do something a little different. But for starters, let's push play at 7:25 a.m. All right. We need to get McClellan. I think we need to bring him to a more centralized location. But what will help us here is moving by division. So I tell you what, Ward, get some scouts up. All right, you come up here. We'll get Williams' Corps on the move. Burns gets us started. He comes here. Next is Buell's division. And let's just get a little precise about it here. Let's go boom. Okay, let's get him kind of right on the road, like that. And then we've got the core artillery that'll come forward. Kind of like this. And like this. Come on, Nap. McCook's guns. We'll go like that. And Garrard's guns. Right off like that. Okay. That should be all of Williams' Corps on the move. They'll be getting set there. I won't be doing any kind of complex flank march. I'm going to keep this as simple as I can. We've got Buchanan's Corps with 2 divisions and reserve artillery. So we'll do Sheridan's division, which I'll just stack them up right here. French's division will be here, like so. We'll give it just a second to get these boys on the move, but they'll kind of come to here. These are all Buchanan's guns, I'm pretty sure. Right here. Keep them moving forward. It'll take some time to develop this battle. That is something that you could criticize me for. Sometimes it's a bit of a slow roll. Once we get everybody moving, we've sent all the orders out and everything, then I'll feel comfortable just blazing away at breakneck speed with the time compression. Okay, Buchanan himself is going to go right about there, and Williams himself is going to go right about there, and we'll have them double time it each. And so we're moving by the division so as to avoid McClellan having to send a courier all the way for the initial movements. All right. And this is, by the way, this is the other two wings of McClellan's army that we're looking at right here. Okay, these two cavalry units, we're going to have one go here. We're going to have the other one that goes kind of here. Get that army on the move. All right, this cav was going to go here. Van Cleve, get some scouts out on the flank there. Let's get some skirmishers out from these units here. Really all across the line. Wherever we can. Skirmishers, please. This is Wool's Corps over here, along with 10th Corps of the Army of the Potomac. So you've got Wool with the right wing of McClellan's army that's now taken up a main defensive position here. You have Dow with the 10th Corps. You have Wessels with 1st Corps. And then you have McClellan's center and left wing here, making their march down the way. Yeah, this may be a slow process. Hey, by the way, hope everybody's coming into this Monday night having a wonderful, blessed weekend. Don't know what y'all kept busy with. Of course, feel free to hit up the chat. We are also kind of hanging out while we play tonight. You know what I'm saying? Let's take it up to 5 times real quick. Let me know where you are and what you're up to. Okay, let's slow it back down real fast. Let's get Steele and the rest of Wessel's Corps on the move. And as a matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's switch this up. Let's get Williams Corps by division on the move. Again, Burns, you will get new orders to jump on this ridge here. All right, and then Buell is going to line up here. All right, and then we're going to go boom. Ah, yes. Yes, it's a favorite. It's a favorite among many here on the channel. It is a favorite among many thousands of delightful grognards out there in the world. I'm glad that there are more still watching. Let's go over. Yeah, McCook's guns. Let's go ahead and let's bring them up. We're going to keep this moving. Little, bring him up there. All right, so Williams will have his troops across the river. Good. Now we need to get Steele and them on the move, but we're going to have to get Sheridan and them on the move first. Let's go ahead. Let's cross to right here with Sheridan. And then French can go to kind of there, and we'll just crowd in right there for the time being. And let the artillery go where it's going. So Steele is next. He goes kind of up on this hill right here. Then we get Thomas's division. Good troops. Put them here. Also good troops with Sumner. And we'll put them there, like that. And Banks's cavalry. I think I'd intended just to have him be here and man the center. I would expect the Rebs are going to hang tough right by the objective. We'll see. Once we get across right here and establish this little position, that's going to be kind of a bridgehead, and then we'll fan out. We'll get into Newmarket. We'll establish a position at Shirley's Hill, you know, and just kind of inch forward through the day. It's 8:30 now, a.m., as we get everybody in motion. Got a nice flanking march. Oh, God dang, man. That is some hours, my man. I tell you something. Hey, if you're not subscribed yet, you got to get subscribed. Grand Tactician is one of the main games here on the channel. And I'm at close to 500, or it's probably close to 530 or so hours by now. I've played only this far into my first Union campaign. I kind of do a general, like, blind playthrough style. Like, my heart tells me that, in essence, there only ever is one playthrough of a game. I kind of, like, try to treat it like that, I would say. So now let's get it up to 5. Now let's get everybody in here. Let's establish this position here. Let's get Williams moving up. Boop. Let's get Buchanan. Where'd he go? Buchanan. Let's have him go there. And by the way, there's some questions in prior streams about a couple of things. One was how I was able to start with so many engineering points, enough to do all of this all through here. I got to be honest with you, I'm not even sure how I was able to manage that many engineering points. Got a long column down this one road. Get everybody set. You know, so I guess what you can do some multiplayer with Grand Tactician, but you got to do some really, you know, considerable technical wizardry, is my understanding. For me, you know, I'm a technical midget. Let's have this guy come to here. And then Wessels come up to here. Double time, man. And talk to me too about, like, honestly, I have yeah, man, no doubt. Stokes got that one right. Method. Talk to me, man. How do you get into MP? You got an instruction manual that you've written for that or anything? Because doing this with MP would be fan-freaking-tastic. So now McClellan is going to move himself to the Klinger farm. And then another thing that somebody was asking me about in one of my prior streams was how I managed to kind of prevent or minimize order delays. Anybody wants to light up in the chat about that, feel free. Two things. One, what are the keys to ending up with engineering, so many engineering points that you get to use them like I did over here? And by the way, it looks like they're going away. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I think they're just out of my line of sight. That's what it is. All right, so our cavalry scouts can see where they're lined up defending the river front over here. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you know, I've thought of doing a thing like that where I'm considering, even as part of kind of like audience participation, as you will, if you will, in my Confederate campaign, doing a thing like that, where we kind of have like a whiskey and lemons thing. But I'm gonna have to, you know, I have to weigh in and consider the fact that sometimes people won't be able to make it to respond, so to speak. So I don't even know like how plausible it is within the amount of content I'm trying to crank out on a weekly basis, what have you. All right, we're going to start establishing positions with Williams Corps. Here we go. Let's go ahead and slow it back down. Okay, now Sheridan will swing out to here. Buchanan, now we're looking for French's division, which will now swing forward to here. That is Williams. Okay, so the rest of his artillery. Let's bring them up to here. This is just for starters. Okay, and we've got Wessels in the rear. Good. Buchanan will stay here for now. No, he won't. He'll come across. Had some artillery that got caught back, so we'll bring it up. And I do, in my games, if there is a really vital battle that we're having to fight, I will micro maybe more than I'd like. Okay, Rosso's cavalry needs to have scouts out and move to there. And these are just, by the way, these are just genuine army military movements that I'm making. It's like, this is what the cav would be up to. This is what the rest of the formations would be up to. And we're just going with that. Okay, let's bring Wessel's Corps, and he'll form up kind of on the left. Or no, what we'll do is we'll have We'll have more of Buchanan's Corps over here behind Williamson Hill and Shirley's Hill. And then we'll kind of stack Wessel's into these woods behind Manners Hill right here. Mm. Mm. Yeah, so, and then, you know, starting the Discord is an idea that continues to come up. So let's take Thomas's division and we'll put them across the stream and here. Nope, not there, not there. Thomas, come on all the way up. That's good. All right, then Steele's division. They're going to come out to here. All right, then Sumner. He's going to come forward to here, and then he'll end up crossing right here behind Bushong Hill. That'll be good. We got the artillery on the move, good. These boys will get moving. We'll cross them. We'll go through Borden and cross here with the cav, and the cav will end up over here. We'll take this. Let's go skirmishers out. Cross both sides. Let's have Ward's cavalry make its way to this crossroad here. Go 2 times. Get some skirmishers into these buildings. Then we're going to take these troops and we're going to get into here. That looks a little ugly. I don't like that. We're going to go no roads. Don't worry about that. We're going to go right there. Nope. No roads, no cover. Don't even worry about cover right now, boys. Just hide in there. This division will go here. We'll have Sheridan and French that will move up on the right. Getting the artillery out here. Good. Let's unlimber here. Is it just me or did our artillery? Okay. There we go. Good deal. Okay, let's move these. Okay, they're on their way. Good. Let's take French. Let's get him here. Sheridan, for now, is going to stay there. Then we've got Wessel's troops coming across. A couple reserve gun batteries. Let's set them up on this ridge for starters. Doot. That's a good question. I mean, I guess that wouldn't necessarily be for me to say. That's a good question. Better attacking or defending? I would say I think I'm probably better on the attack. I think. I seem to have been better on the attack in prior battles. All right, so now McClellan will join the main flanking column near Newmarket. Cross will bring him up to here. Okay, and we're going to do this kind of in McClellan style, too. Look at this position that they took here. Look at that. That's wild, man. That's wild. So what we'll end up doing is all of these guns over here are going to end up just moving forward to this big plateau. I do want to wait until we've got Wessels in position over here. And then the other one was probably makes sense to bring Ord and Keyes forward here. So how about we take Keyes? How about we get him out to here? How about we take Ord and let's get him out to here? We're going to leave the artillery for the time being. Wool's Corps. Spear belongs to who? Oh, McClellan. Okay. So we'll have to keep him back. So Wool's Corps artillery is what we'll be able to take with us. Sturgis and Spear will have to stay behind. They'll kind of keep the line. Reynolds too. So the Army artillery for the Army of North Virginia will have to hold on the left. Yeah, I don't turn order delays off. I definitely I made sure I was one of those guys that like I guess I like to frustrate myself. I like to play at as high a difficulty as is sensible, I guess would be the way to say it. Okay, Sumner will cross over here. Where is Steele going again? Right there. Sumner is going to cross and go right here. Bingo. All right, let's bring Wessels up. Excuse me. Right there. Let's take McClellan. Okay, he's moving. Good, everybody's on the move. Banks is Cav. Let's have him come forward and watch that forward right there. And Dow will stay on the flank. We'll take Van Cleve's Cav and move them. No, not like that. That's funny. No, I don't want you to move that way. I want you guys. I want you to move here first. We'll do that. How about that? Okay, and Union troops begin taking positions right out here. You got Williams' Corps. You got Buchanan's Corps. Williams, why don't you get on up here? Buchanan. Done with your little Council of War there with Williams. We'll bring him up to the ridge top there. And now we'll take Sheridan's troops. We'll place them a little precisely. We'll go boom, boom, here, and here with his guns right up here. Okay, that way we have an eye out that way. Rousseau is going to head over there. Kind of like with his actual brigade. Bingo. All right. So we'll have everything except for 10th Corps and the Army Reserve Artillery. And Wool's cavalry will be still staying back. We'll bring Wool's artillery forward. We'll go here. There. And there. Keys division. Form line ord. We'll have him do the same when he gets there. All right, so we'll end up getting the Army in some nice positions up here. About 1:15 p.m. on August 3rd, 1863, as McClellan's army here seeks to crush these rebels once and for all. Oh, look at them. So here's what's going to slow us down. They've got a bunch of skirmishers right there. All right, so now pulling this off may actually be a little bit difficult. Let's take Haskins is with Wessels, right? So since Wessels is over here, let's have Haskins move here. Let's do a little shell game for them if they can see all this, right? Okay, then we've got Buchanan's guns. I would say Buchanan's guns end up being, along with Williams' guns, end up being the ones we use for our grand battery. Right here. Just go ahead and get them all in the line. Sumner. We're going to change this. He's going to get out in this field here like that. Bingo. All right. Don't see the Rebs coming across, at least not yet. And we'll both be kind of out of range of each other's artillery. Rousseau, right over here, is going to come grab this. Looking pretty good here. Wool, get on up here with your corps. Right there at the rice farm. Or is that, what is that? Yeah, that's the rice farm. Yeah, well, on defense, on defense, I would say, like, in this game, I would say it's certainly easy to be unbeatable on defense by doing, in large part, what the Rebs are doing here. And that is to literally just crowd around the objective as closely as you possibly can and camp there and huddle and play defense. Like if you do that, and you have nice anchored flanks, and their army's, in a pretty nice little tight spot here. I don't love the way that they've done this. I would have sent somebody out to guard this crossing and this crossing too, and I might have put together a more creative looking line. But it's not a bad way to defend. That's why the AI does it. It's fairly effective, I would say. Now, but I don't like in my gameplay to camp right at the objective most of the time. I like to push the army out into the middle of the map or to somewhere closer to the middle of the map to set up a scenario where the AI, in order to do what it wants to do, which is to get to the objective, it has to take some way of around my flanks. And it's created some really interesting fights in past battles. Okay, so we took this. So we're in business over there. And I would say this is where we really care about being in business, generally speaking. Thomas, why don't you come on up here? And then we got all of Wessel's artillery. So let's go ahead. Let's gather more batteries. See, now I'm OCD about it, right? I want the spacing to look better. So let's gather more guns that are right in here, the ones we're going to use. All right, let's go here. And then quickly, we're going to roll them out. And we're going to set them all up. Probably like kind of here. We're going to advance with some infantry, but not real far. Want to try to keep them from getting hammered with artillery themselves. And then the battle will be on, generally speaking, to advance with Buchanan and Williams Corps to effectively defend the artillery Grand Battery while it just does what it does. So we'll bring French Sheridan, Burns and Buell all forward into positions that are near and around here. And I would suspect we're going to start to see rebel movement before too much longer to try to cross the river, come after us, and take out the guns. So let's start rolling these bad boys forward. Here we go. Boom. 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 And boom. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, and right there. All right, let's slow it down. Let's take this division. Let's march it out to the reverse side of that slope. Let's have this one march out to right here. Let's have this cav go ahead and bring in the scouts. And we'll go to here. And then we'll end up throwing skirmishers out. Quick, quick, quick. Here we go with French. Boom. And Sheridan. Okay, no. Sheridan, right here. All right. So that'll be Buchanan and Williams on the move. Okay, Sumner will advance to here. Steele will come up on his left. Thomas will be here, but scooch. And this will be our afternoon kicking off of the action with McClellan back here at his HQ. Generals, welcome in. We've got the Joe in hand tonight. If you do enjoy, guys, I'd remind you, please do me the favor, click the thumbs up button. And if you're new and watching, don't be afraid. It's not too late to subscribe to the channel. This is what we do here, man. Alternate history gaming, a lot of war gaming, a lot of Civil War gaming. All right, here we go. And the battle officially begins. Let's get... Oh, they already have... Yeah, okay. That's right. Let's go ahead and let's double time it with everybody. Go, go, go. And I was thinking when I put this together and started moving toward the attack on this battle, you know, getting into this thing, I was thinking to myself, there's a pretty good chance, I think, that this one takes us all stream. Let's have those guns go there. And it could stretch into several days. McClellan, if he gets the chance to just park his guns here and open fire, which it looks like they'll be able to do. We've lost some men. But there we go. Scooch forward a bit. Double time, double time, double time, everybody. Good, good, good. This infantry will come forward here and here and this way. These boys will put skirmishers out. To defend the cannon. Like that. And like that. Okay, and it'll be up to the Revs to figure out what they want to do. It looks like they're going to try and back up. And I suppose I'd say I'm generally all right with the thing like that. Wool's Corps over here. Let's bring him up. I say we take Wool. I don't want to split the army up. You know, I kind of loathe doing that. So I think we take Wool and we file in this field here. And then Keyes joins him back this way. Wool right there. His artillery can continue, I think, with these positions. I think that would just be helpful in guarding our left just in case. Another military role-playing move, you might say. Role-playing military move, whatever the case. Let's scooch up. Let's scooch up. And the afternoon and evening of this day, August the 3rd, is going to be spent mostly with this. So you'll have to bear with me, guys. You'll have to bear with me. So they have a bit of artillery here. You can see them scooching back. They're not going to come get us. They're going to scooch back, huh? Interesting. Let's go ahead and move out with these skirmishers. Scooch. Scoochy. Scoochy. I mean, if we get to the point where we just back them all the way up into the mountain, works fine for me. Less entertaining, I know. Let's have these boys form line right here. Let's have these boys form a stack. Preacher's in! Welcome, dude. Esteemed member of the channel. Yeah, I've been live streaming. I've been live streaming, brother. I've been live streaming like crazy. I've been all over those live streams just about every night. Like I say, good to see you in here. Preacher, he is like I say, an esteemed member, a man of great talent and great passion. Let's go there. Steele's division, let's have him stack up. Thomas's division, let's have him jump in right there. Let's have these boys take up some better positions here. Here. Keep them there. Wessels jumps. Yeah, he stays there. That's fine. Always got to watch where your commander HQs are and make sure that they're in good spots. That's also another key. And then putting your commander HQs near roads is always a big help. Let's move forward with these guns right here. And so what I would do is I would probably take Buchanan here, if I can click him. And I would move him like to there. And I would take Williams and I would move him to there. Far enough in the rear, but at the same time right there at the road and near their guns that the couriers will have no trouble just getting up there and relaying our orders to push forward bit by bit. Which we will continue to do. By God. Method, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. And if you go digging through the channel, you can find my email contact info. French, we're going to stack him up right here. Sheridan is going to file in right here. We're just going to tighten up the flank here. Rousseau will stay out on that location. All right. Alcock's Cav, why don't we bring them out here like this? Banks's Cav, why don't we bring them out here like this? All right, here they come. Sure enough. Let's go ahead, back up. Okay, they won't back up, okay. All right, we got them. We got them on the move across the river now. Looks like they decided to make that choice. Okay, let's get the infantry right up behind. Sumner's division is going to go ahead and get itself right here. Steele's division is going to stack up right here. We're going to have 3 corps here to hopefully just waylay these Rebs as they start moving ahead. Now these corps commanders, they have to send out an order for each of the batteries and then each of the divisions that I ordered there. So their staff is gonna be busy. Oh yeah, you know, I'm afraid, preacher, gonna have to become a veteran member before we can talk PvP, my man. I'm afraid I have set somewhat of a hard and fast rule on that point. You got to be coming at me with veteran level membership. Then we talk PvP. I am on with the Growl from time to time if you want to get a look at how I PvP. But yeah, I mean, we can do a thing like that. I'd intro you to the channel, you know, let everybody kind of get to know you. We'd probably do a few sandbox battles or something like that and BS a little bit. But if you're willing to become a $5 a month member, then we can talk. We can talk MP at that point. And yeah, that would be Scourge of War. All right, let's go ahead, dismount right here. Let's come forward. Loose formation. Just like that. Okay. We'll open up here, good. This division. Let's actually have these guns roll back. Fall back. Roll back, fellas. Roll back. All right, and then we're going to bring these boys out. They're going to go into a attack, and we're going to bring them out to there. Okay, then here, we're going to go on to an attack, and we're going to bring them out to like right there. The Revs storm across the river, intent upon breaking up this artillery barrage. Okay, Thomas's division is just going to come right up on this ridge and fill in for when Burns moves forward. So here we go with Thomas. We'll go ahead and get that order out. Like that. Can we see? We can! Except they're just 6-pounders and 12-pounders. Oh, well. It's alright. We should mount back up and get out of here. Retreat. Not much we're going to be able to do right there. But we'll get some skirmishers out from this division. Here we go, boys. Fight starts evening of day 1 with the Revs doing what I thought they might do. Not tolerate any of this nonsense with the artillery. And try and push me back. Let's get these skirmishers going. Like that. And keep them moving to the front. Good. Let's have French's division form double line now. Let's have Sheridan's division. Let's just have them smush in here. Here we come out of the river as the Revs push across. Woo! Ooh, man, it has been a violent artillery barrage going both ways, it looks like. Yeah, look at this. We got some artillerymen with this 10-pound Parrott rifle unit that are broken. Oof. So then I'm thinking it might be smart for us to take Burns and probably get him maybe now on the defensive. Maybe do a screen with him. Let's try that, see what he does. Screen with both, with Williams' whole corps. Mr. Williams, don't ride too far forward now. Sumner, go ahead, move up a little bit. Got one division over here. Let's stop the recording real quick. Stop, start. Stop, start. Yeah, and here you will have this bold Confederate advance right here. Wow. Look at, oh my gosh. Boy, oh boy, look at what they've got out here. They ran off all of these artillerymen of mine. What? What are they shooting me with? Yikes. Here we go. Why don't you guys hit him? Go ahead, hit him. All right, Rev's going to come out onto the plane. As you see, these fellas, looks like they're struggling just a bit. We'll go ahead and move forward a bit. We've got the artillery still in the action. Not nearly as much of it as we'd like to have. Here's Ward's cavalry. Let's just make sure we've got this covered. So, it'll just be a slugfest up on this plateau, it would appear. All right, Sumner. Let's have you defend. All right, we'll do the same. So this is screening, good. Dietzler's brigade, part of Sheridan, will defend. Yeah, not sure what kind of artillery they have, but seems like it may be better than ours. Thomas and Sumner up here helping out with... Yeah, that's good. We'll have Wool's Corps back here. Wessels, why don't you go ahead and get up on this hill with your dudes? Let's have you boys move up. Let's have you boys move up. Let's have these guns reposition over to here. And then these guns will stay. Oh, they've got them bombarding there, it looks like. All right, we got more here. We'll be able to open up. Emery's brigade. Pretty solid troops right here. Opening the engagement up. Crest of the plateau while the rest of the Rebs hang around down there. Here at 6:08 p.m. I'm wondering if we hit them. Got pretty much the entire army in place. It's just frontage is a problem. All right. Okay, Balin goes running, or Baylor. Very well. Oh, just seeing that, Preacher. Yes, sir. And it is just it's not a, if you're subscribed, if you're not subscribed yet, buddy, yeah, absolutely. Appreciate the help on the subscription end of things. Here we go, here we go. Gonna move up here, it looks like. Let's do with Sumner over here. Let's get him in line. Let's get these boys facing the right way. Run, run, run! The sun drops below the horizon here on day one. Is chaotic. Final battle in the Shenandoah? I don't know. It may be. Boom. Boom. If they're just going to come up one by one along the road and let us tear each one of them up, I'm happy with that. Who's that? Okay, that's looks like Archer. And we've got them nice and stacked up down at the riverside. Their artillery is the one thing that's still going to be a problem for us, I imagine. Okay, we're forming line right here. Good. Now I want them to move out here. Whew, yes, sir. We'll be firing here. As the battle begins in earnest on this side. What a massive army that we have arrayed here. Just outside New Market. Attempting to kick these Southerners out of the Shenandoah Valley for good. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to bag these guys. That's what I'd really love. What? Who dat? What is that? Is that the meat cutter in with a $10 donation in the super chat? That's my guy right there. Thank you, sir. A very esteemed member of the community. One of my highest ranking members, I will say. Most treasured, too. Good evening, brother. I'm a little late, but now I have a reason to watch the VOD. Loving all the back catalog you have. Been watching the old Scourge of War playthroughs when I need some action. That is what I'm talking about. Hey, man. So I would encourage anybody out there. So Meat Cutter, let me know in the chat, and all the folks who are listening, what it is that, you know, that backlog of content that's on the channel. If you go digging through that, if you become a veteran level member like Meat Cutter, the level of access that you have to a certain kind of content, it's kind of like my labors of love, largely in Scourge of War, and it's what I call my Battle Epic video vault. It's where I've got gigantic full day long Antietam, Stones River. I've got some Chancellorsville content, although it was kind of I kind of messed up on that one. Tons of Gettysburg content that you can go watch that it isn't actually dramatized, it's just straight gameplay. But Cutter, talk to the folks who are watching there in the chat if you wouldn't mind. And again, $10, bro, thank you so much. Always coming through, and much respect to you, my man. An earner right there. That's an earner right there. That's what you love having as in your membership circle here on YouTube, is what it is that you have liked when you've gone back into the channel to dig around and watch stuff. What would you recommend for folks in that vein? I think that also kind of helps just give me feedback about, especially because my members are really kind of the most important folks. And I think that your feedback will help drive some of the content going forward too. But that long list and that big library of stuff that I have from years past is definitely something I'm proud of. Yeah, so I think this may end up just kind of being what it is right here. The Revs are going to send up troops bit by bit. Now, here's the other thing you can do, is Alt right-click. This unit stays on the right of that one. And the AI will not always work with you when it comes to that. So, but it is right now. The general of the division is okay with allowing this brigade to come up to the right of its other brigade. And so we would say this one, let's alt-click it and have it stay behind. Right there. Okay, so this one will always stay to the left of that brigade. No matter what this general decides to do, hopefully, that's what will happen. And we'll have ourselves a nice, well-organized firing line, and the AI won't, you know, crisscross and mix units up so much. Okay, you see all of this punishment. We're going to bring these guns up. Boom. Boom. No! Boom. Alright, so Wool's whole core here. We'll have Ord. We'll reposition right there. And Keys will go right here. God damn it. Wool. My, oh my. Oh, what a conflagration we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You know, yeah, so, Cutter, thank you for saying that, too. He's kind of recognizing part of what I try to help teach from a gameplay aspect. I feel like there's always two schools. There is the school of blame the game, and there is the school of it's probably a skill issue, bro. And I think that a lot of gamers, and you know, whatever, the culture out there has been allowed for a long time to embrace the idea of blame the game. It has less to do with skill than it does to do with the faulty game design. And so that whole idea that Cutter brings up is important and central to what I try to convey here a lot of the time, which is to try and help the game be enjoyable. You bought it, you paid for it. If they got you, then they got you. And so all that's there's left to do now is, I mean, and again, I come from, this is a principled position that I hold. You know, complaining and offering constructive criticism and all of those things is fine. But it's just like my baseline always ends up being like, what can I do to make this worth my money, even though it's got problem A, problem B, issue A, issue B, issue C, glitchy this, buggy that? How can I make it AI that's not quite up to snuff? What is it that I can do to make it worth the money I spent on it, instead of sitting back and crying foul and saying I got robbed or sold a false bill of goods or what have you? And I do that for a multitude of reasons. Number one, I mean, like, there's going to be certain stuff they're going to get me on. War game stuff, Civil War stuff in particular, epic scale stuff. Kind of like what you're talking about, Cutter, with the large scale battles that I do in Scourge of War. Like, they're going to get me on that. And so I'm going to make the best of it that I can. Yeah. I'm going to try to do that more, Cutter. I'm going to try wholeheartedly. It's just with this Union campaign, you know, it's my first time out. I didn't know really anything about the game, and I've been learning as I've gone along. And from battle to battle, as I've progressed, I've tried mightily to just let the AI mess up on its own and live with it. I micro plenty still and will want to do better, even better on that when I do my Confederate campaign, which will be coming next. The Confederate campaign is the one that I think a whole lot of people, myself included, a whole lot of people on the channel too, are really going to be looking forward to. People are always really interested to see how well you can take on the challenge of playing as the Confederates in this game. And I think adding in the aspect of letting the AI make mistakes will make the experience that much cooler. And so you can see here, look at all these guns that have lost their crews. Their counter battery fire is superior. Well, I don't know what they're shooting us with down here. But they've got a bunch of, they've got their own little grand battery down at the base of the hill that's able to fire up at me. My goodness. Yeah, look at these guys. Down to 3 damn guns. Let's go ahead and back up. Golly. Mr. P. So, when a unit is worn out from casualties, fatigue, or ammo problems, what's the process for pulling them out of the line and replacing them with another unit? Okay, that's a good question. All right. So, let's just say this skirmisher unit was a unit that I wanted to pull off the line. What you're going to start with is a fallback order. Okay? And all you're going to try to do there is you're going to try to get them to fall back. And when they're not under AI command like they are under this division general, if you're microing them and you're able to micro them, they will follow the command. They will fall back and continue firing out to the front. And if they don't break, by the time the enemy gets out of their rifle range and they've fallen back to that point, then you do another, and again, and this is the point that I didn't mention at the very beginning, you need to make sure that where you are setting their movement is to the rear. When that happens and you go and float up on this, this will come up. You start with a fallback, and then when you get far enough away to get out of rifle range, then you do it again and you click retreat, and that will run them, and then you'll come down here and do double quick or run, and that will get them running to the rear. You get them set up behind the next group of units that you want to get engaged. Move that next group of units forward, and you're in business. God dang, man. Look at this. This is just nuts how much better their artillery is. We have to pull ours back. I have no choice, man. They're just too freaking good out here. Crazy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. These guys are broken. Unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Okay. Get on back here. What kind of cannon did these guys pull up? My goodness, what are they using over here? That is crazy, dude. That is nuts. Yeah. Yeah, I wish others played like this too, man. I feel like it's kind of an underappreciated approach to wargaming a little bit. Kind of try to play maybe honestly, too honestly, you might say. I'm actually surprised that their artillery can see all the way back here. Why don't we bring these boys back? Yeah, I'll bring these guns back. Let's have these boys... Nope, can't do it. Let's have these boys... Well, we can't do that with too many units or we'll lose the ability to use skirmishers. but I'll say it's kind of worth it. I don't want to lose our ability to use all these cannons. This crew is stable now. Let's have them jump on that gun. This crew is panicked, so they'll stand for the time being, and then they'll get back on their guns. Basically, I think what that kind of stands for in game is like the battery being silenced, I think. They've just got this gigantic grand battery with troops stacked up near it down here. That's freaking crazy. I think these guys should probably lay down. Head on into nighttime. It's going to be about 8 p.m. on the battlefield. Not quite sure exactly how we're doing. Looks pretty good. Yep, okay. So it's losses 2-1 right now. Looking pretty good. Just about 2-1. Not quite. And that's even with their superior artillery. I would say we let's just get the guns back. This. Open back up. Let's have these go to here. Yes, yes. We'll advance and fire there. Well, I'd say that putting them down there in the turkey shoot like this is just about what we would have liked to have had. They're going to have to try to break out. Would appear now they're moving back, or are those just broken units? Looks like it. Okay. We'll get into a second day for sure. Let's have Thomas shift there. Sumner's division. These guys are pretty good. Perfect. Got him right where we want him. Got him right where we want him. Every time they send a wave of troops forward, here's Greusel's been standing his ground this whole time. Whoa! Who do these guys belong to? Wow, did they break? They must have. They've been standing there a while. Okay, Greusel. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to full out retreat with them. Since there's no Confederate troops there to shoot them, then we'll come up with, I believe this is McClellan's brigade. I want to say that was all from artillery. All right. Gonna have to wet my whistle here soon. Oh, that's right. Wow. Continue to see these cannon crew have a hard time. When they're replaced by infantrymen, I think, like these guys are, they don't move as well. Yeah, let's send them there. And let's lay down with everybody. Attack. So now it'll be on Sumner's division over here. Plummer's brigade. Firing at long distance right there. We'll just stand back. Little 2-on-1 over here. Little 3-on-1 officially. But our Grand Battery got broke up. Big time. Good thing we can still see all the way out through here. Let's scooch these boys up. All right. I'd really honestly say there's not much to it other than what we're looking at right here. I hate to have built this up as being some monumentally interesting affair, and it seems as though it's going to be very simple. At least thus far. Probably be able to build entrenchments along here. Nightfall. Goodness gracious. I'm telling you, I do not know what they are shooting me with, but it is something significant. I'm not about ready to stand guys up and have them just go get shot to pieces, that's for sure. I think we may take Buell's division and just back him up. Right here. Retreat. Dudley. No, man. Then we'll have Buchanan's Corps here with Sheridan ready to come forward when the time comes. But we'll probably stop sending troops over this rise here. These boys really just need to be smart. Let's come on back here, fellas. Oh, dang it. Double time. Let's see if they decide to come across with more force over in this area here. Looks like they're going to send some troops out to go get these guns right here. Nice. Had one hell of an artillery duel in this one, I gotta say. That's interesting. You know, I appreciate that one. Trying to do these multi-day battles in an authentic way is definitely something that means a lot to me. In a believable way, as the case may be. So let's keep these guys. Dudley should keep on moving back here. Yes, here we go. Okay, we're going to go back to regular. After he gets back there, these guys are going to double time it in the rear. Double time it in the rear. Sorry. We need to get to nighttime, for crying out loud. I think we get to 2100, we'll be there. We kind of need to take a break, reorganize, and figure out where it is we're going to put our artillery and what we're going to do about this situation with the Rebs having way better cannon than us. I think we might have to go back on the attack down the slope. Is what I'm thinking we might have to do here. Moving on towards sundown, the Army of North Virginia and the Army of the Potomac have combined to bottle the Rebs up here at this main bridge near the victory location. And we're looking pretty good, same as we were a few hours before in the day. I'll be eager to, well, never mind. So, there you have it. Withdrawal by the enemy. We'll still have to deal with them. They lost 7,000 troops to our 3,600 or so. So you're looking at about 2-to-1 losses right there. And off they go. That's a good battle. That's a good battle. A fine battle indeed, I would say. Reset. Just a second here. I've got plans to run and get a drink refill, so I'll be making sure to do that. The first thing I wanted to do before I got there, of course, is to remind, for those who like what they see here, click the thumbs up button for me on the stream. That helps out a lot. Subscribe to the channel, and then if you've been subscribed for some time and you're ready to take the leap like Mr. P and Cutter have already, it's just $2 a month to become a member of the channel, $5 to become a veteran level member. What does being a veteran level member really mean? Well, let me tell you. You get access to stuff early, and you get access to members-only content. That includes members-only streams, which I still have yet to do, but will be doing in the coming months. Members-only videos that I have, my Battle Epic Vault, including others. I think there's some U-boat campaigns in there that are members-only as well. This is all cherished content that I did quite a while back that I just wanted to put in that members-only category, because it's pretty special. It's pretty darn nerdy as well. And there's that. And then, of course, as a veteran member, you become kind of a leader in the chat when we play live on stream, from stream to stream. So I'd appreciate if you give that some thought. $2 to become a recruit level member, $5 to become a veteran level member each month. With that, we'll go ahead. We'll get back into some gameplay. What I will probably do here is, while you are waiting, as I like to do anyway, is run back one of the videos that I have done in the past and kind of have fun, giving you a chance to see some of the gameplay from prior battles. And this one will be another one that happened near Winchester here in the Shenandoah Valley. It's kind of a quick one that involved a rebel army that struck north, probably against its better judgment.
On the far right.
And you can take a look right here. I'll be right back.
Let's move these guns over. We could probably stand up here and bombard them for a good little while. So here's what we'll do, okay? We're going to put Steele on an attack. We're going to put Thomas on an attack. And then Steele is going to attack along the stream bed, okay? And he'll go to here. But what we're going to do is we're going to have him take off at 15, 20. All right? Thomas will do the same thing. 15, 20. All right, and then Sumner over here, he's going to be in a screen posture. And then he'll come up past this road or this house here, and he'll go to here and put pressure on this side. All right, okay. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Looks like they want to try to flank around here. Where are you sending this? Yeah, they're going to try to push this side. All right. Let's see how this works then, gents. Why don't you try forming up? At least make it look good. We'll go ahead and push those skirmishers back. Let's go down to regular play. So, in we go. At a small rebel force that's going to try to stretch the line a bit. Oh, you clever bastards. Going to stretch the line behind the hill. Let's advance here. I know we're just screening, but let's do that. Banks out here with his mixed cavalry weapons. Let's get up on the hill. Montgomery. Let's get over here. I'll control the cavalry reserve too. And hot assault. Let's go ahead and let's order Thomas to make an assault. Let's order Steele to do the same. Assault. Let's see what they do with that. Okay, artillery's up, blasting. Okay, here we go. Colts Brigade, the old Steel Brigade is gonna. They're gonna come in here. Very good, very good. Come on, ride them down, damn it! Ride them down. Nathaniel P. Banks's cavalry will ride down these rebel artillerymen. By God. We'll ride down the infantrymen too. Get them. Get them. Oh, we're broken. Well then. Would appear they got some troops into some buildings or something. Oh no, the buildings are destroyed.
Never will I interrupt willingly a charge by Nathaniel P. Banks. No way. I want to go ahead and share that with you, of course, before we jump back into the actual gameplay. Appreciate you guys being with me here on this Monday night. Once again, hope everybody's weekends were grand. time. What a time. Refilling the cup of Joe. Yes, my mic is on this time. Yep, it is. I remember I messed that up in the last stream. You guys are so kind. So as to keep me aware, abreast and aware. All right. Okay, it's victory in the valley. You've got Maxey's corps in retreat. Captain Gerard losing face with General Baylor as well. The Battle of Strasbourg is over. Maxey's corps retreating in good order. Good. We captured 3,600 rifles and 17 guns. Fantastic. All right. I like it. Okay, that is Maxey and Little's corps. Okay? Both. So off they'll go. See, that's just it. Part of me thinks that there's a chance that if we would have just sieged them down, they would have just surrendered. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's have these guys all attack. Attack. Right? Attack. Offensive. So now, I think the Army of the Potomac will stay intact, and McClellan with his army will end up just moving down here. Bunch of units routed. Off they go. They're going to try to get through here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Can we chase them down? With the Cav? Oh my gosh. I want to believe these guys are just going to be stuck here. Get this Cav raiding Little's corps as they go. Okay, now Maxey gets away. And it looks like he may end up moving up toward Grafton, which is annoying. Okay, you boys stay on him. So, I'm not sure. Let's see here. Buchanan's center wing. I feel like at least part of McClellan's army has to follow Maxey. Gosh dang it. Look at they're both going up there. Okay, McClellan's army is going to have to follow him, which is not, well, maybe not as far. What if we just made sure the cavalry got right here? Keep raiding them and keep just hemming them in the mountain range here. And then let's pursue. Force march, do it. Let's pursue like that. And we'll use First Corps to do it too. And we'll just hem them in here. Let's see what happens with that. Maybe we can keep these guys trapped up here. Be interesting. Be interesting to see. Okay, Barton is all the way down here in Lynchburg now. This cavalry, I think, is going to be used to prevent these guys from heading towards Grafton, I think is what we're going to do there. Okay. Let's see if we can get closer there. No. Okay, that's fine. Go, First Corps. Wolves, troops, let's go. No. Let's have Army of the Potomac do this. Go there. Keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Okay, attack. Oh, here we go. A little more world news on the campaign. Bingo. I know, Mr. P. That's what I'm saying. Like, the reason that they're running up into West Virginia. So, I will give you this, though. Or I will give it this. I did have them trapped, squeezed in there. They were in the center. So, the northwestern escape route, kind of up into the mountains. Honestly, like, I like it. From a storytelling perspective, that's where they were on the map. Was their only route off the corner of the map was a little road up into the mountains. And so here, that's where they've gone on the campaign map. Works for me, I guess. I don't love the way that it plays out, necessarily. It kind of makes things a little bit more, you know, janky, I guess you might say. But they ran for the hills, I guess, huh? The British bombard Kagoshima. Yeah, I think I've seen this. Foreign-Japanese relations plummeting. 3 warships sunk. Fort and town reduced to rubble. Murdered by armed retinue of Shimazu Hisamitsu. The British were looking to extract compensation and legal justice from the daimyo of Satsuma domain. A British expedition set out... Okay. Japan, August 17th. Following the Namamugi incident in September 1862... where a British merchant was murdered by the armed retinue of Shimazu Hisamitsu, the British were looking to extract compensation and legal justice from the daimyo of the Satsuma domain. A British expedition set out on August 6th and anchored in Kinko Bay, where Satsuma envoys came aboard HMS Euralis. The British gave an ultimatum, which was not met, and the Royal Navy seized 3 foreign-built merchant ships. The Satsuma forces retaliated by firing at the British vessels, which in turn started a bombardment of Kagoshima town, fort, and coastal batteries. In this exchange, 3 British warships were damaged, 13 sailors killed, and 59 wounded. Shimazu Hisamitsu lost, 3 warships sunk, and the greater parts of the fort and town, along with the batteries, were destroyed. This resulted in a British victory, but the Satsuma forces also claimed victory as the British did not land troops and suffered quite high casualties. Well then. Little world history as our gameplay continues. We've concentrated the army here. I'm thinking, by the way, of a couple of things. Little's Corps continues moving that way. No. You go back this way, buddy. You're not allowed. And I'm talking about Little. Oh, they're going to try to build a depot up here. You got to be kidding. So we have no choice but to try and attack them up here. Okay, we're on the move there. 10th Corps is on the move. Carleton's cavalry. This will be left up to the Army of the Potomac for the most part. We've got Wool's Corps that's trying to press here. Let's raid. But he doesn't exert a combat circle up into the mountain ridge right there. Okay, we're going to have center wing come back down here. And right wing if we can move it, which we can. And the Army headquarters will stay here. Army headquarters for the Army of the Potomac will head back to Winchester. Take the railroad where they can. Here we go. Not sure the Cav will actually be able to stop them. Looks like they won't. We can continue to harass them. Gonna get up onto the hilltop. I think we'll actually have the Army headquarters go here. Keep First Corps on the move. And then we'll have these guys guarding here, attacking whatever they see. So even if they do build a depot here and they're successful with it, somehow I just don't believe that they'll be able to stay there. Like there won't be a road to take supplies there. Our troops will be in the way. It'll be in enemy territory for the most part. So I'm just not sure what they're going to be able to come up with. Beautiful. Still causing casualties here. 10th Corps. They're still on the attack. Let's go ahead and bring them here. They're kind of a fast corps. We want to go defensive right here. Guard the supply trains with the Department of West Virginia. And a whole lot of mix-up in the Northern Virginia areas. Here we go. Flag Officer Charles Stewart and his ships are ready to set off. And this fleet here is ready to do the same. I think this is a blockade squadron. Or no. No, I think I wanted to bring them down here, is what I wanted to do. Bingo. Defensive. Patrol. Guard our landing party there. Oh, might be time here before long. And I'm going to bring the music up just a bit here. Just a bit. Might be time to start planning a campaign. That or is it time to take the Army of the Mississippi and just use it the way that I kind of wanted to, which is come on down. Let's try to let's make sure that we're clear here. Okay, Mississippi Squadron 5 by Charles Boggs and the flag officer there. I don't see any forts built all the way to Vicksburg, but let's just make sure. Force march it. Force steam it. And here comes Mahone's Corps along the railroad there. They'll run into a fort. We'll see what they do. Get these Confederates to continue to attack over here. that they're outnumbered. I'm likely to win it. No need for an assault there. Ah, here we are. Okay, so Army of the Potomac caught up with Maxey's Corps out here, up in the mountains. We do not get First Corps. Deploy to defend. First Corps will get here soon enough. Once we catch up with First Corps, we'll go ahead and I'll launch an attack here. Because once we get First Corps in, the entire Army of the Potomac is here on the mountain ridge. Then we'll have the numbers advantage. Be in good shape. Yeah, okay. They're going to keep bringing my own. Oh, wait, no. Is he making a turn south? Oh, my. I wonder if they know what's coming. Okay. Sending an entire corps down almost... I just don't know. With Mahone coming down like this, he'll be ready to just react right away. Who we got here? We got Gibbs Cav we could send. Let's send Gibbs Cavalry. We'll send them on a raid. Okay, we'll go raiding. We'll land in Vicksburg. And we'll go by river. And then from Vicksburg, we're going to raid all through here, all of southern Mississippi, maybe all the way down to New Orleans with Gibbs Cav. We'll see how far he can go, and that'll be a fun little side story. Okay, this was something I'd been wanting to do. Are we ready over here? Yep, we're going to be ready with First Corps coming. Me in the yellow, that's not great. Okay, there was something I wanted to do here. I wanted to go to the Army of Northeastern Virginia, and in the last battle, a story that I could tell, and what was the case indeed, was that Keim's 7th Corps was a little slow to arrive and help when we really needed it in the last battle out just north of Richmond, and it forced us to kind of backtrack when otherwise we had really made some good progress south. And so what I will say is that Keim is going to get kind of lambasted here. Charles F. Smith is going to be brought into, I think, some doubt, although his quality remains very, very high. And so I don't think he is replaceable because of this misstep. He did send Keim over to be a 3rd Corps flanking force out north of Richmond before battle was joined. It's just that Keim didn't get there fast enough, so it's on him. We're going to end up replacing him. See, he's got low initiative anyway, low cunning. He's incredibly famous, which is a problem. Where is he from? Oh, it doesn't say his history. That's weird. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to have to replace him, but we want to replace him, I think. No, can't do it with Abbott. Stockton. I think it'll have to be Stockton who gets a promotion. Right? Or Bryce. His administration is better. I think Bryce gets promotion. They fought well. if I can remember that right, in the last. I think they did. I think they fought a little bit. They fought a little bit and they fought well. So promote him. Okay, we'll end up replacing him with Oliver Howard. So Oliver Howard will get replaced by Colonel Reno. He is a famed guy. All right. Kime, or rather Bryce, gets replaced by Oliver Howard. Kime gets replaced by Bryce. Benjamin Bryce. So now it will be Bryce's 7th Corps. And he now has 11,200 men with 23 guns. Hancock is back up to close to 11,000 men and 57 guns. McDowell's wrecked 3rd Corps is back up to 6,800 men. Starting to think some of these brigades are getting pretty small. Miles, yeah, these 2 brigades, Seymour and Miles. Blair Jr., so Nugent. So let's take Seymour or Humphreys and Miles and combine them. 848, 481, 9. Yeah, okay. So these 2 brigades. Oof, oof, oof. So many. So I think Ferry's division probably could be folded up, really. I can't remember. He's kind of been there and he's done fine, I would say. But I think we've got to combine Prince and Bailey right here. Take Prince and send him to Grover's division, and then Ferry's division ends up going away, if I can do that. Oh, weird. Oh, weird. How do you get rid of a formation? I thought you'd have the minus button here. I guess maybe we'll leave it blank and see what happens? Question mark. Let's do this though. Let's do boom, boom. Yeah, that's very strange. Auto-generating units not possible. Yeah, right. Haha, yes, sir. Do you know? Oh, talking about Reno. Oh my gosh, that is a cool little deal. You know what I've been watching here? The movie series that I've been watching lately: Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12. Okay, none of it in Reno, but cool series of movies nonetheless. A lot of casinos, right? And yeah, I plan on having a lot of fun with that raid down in Mississippi. Oh my. Okay. All right. What's brigades get? Yeah, man, for sure. This is probably one of my favorite. Like oddly enough, like my inner nerd loves this aspect of the game. You get to kind of personalize your armies. This army administration and organization aspect. Like for instance, there's going to be something here where I need to make a brand new cavalry corps. So check this out. We'll figure out this situation with. So Bryce has got 11-2. Runyon is back up to close to 16,000 men. That's good. 2nd Corps is a key unit. Smith, overall, we've now got close to 56,000 men or so. 200 guns. That's nice. But now a new cavalry corps will be made. New corps. Not Mr. Kime. This is going to be brand new, so we need unassigned cavalry. And so this is going to be one where a cavalry officer, okay, cancel. Cancel. Okay, we're going to cancel this right here. We're going to cancel this right now. Okay, delete right now. We need to go find a good cavalry officer. Devin, Fessenden, Tompkins, and Slack. None of these guys can do it. So, Greg will do it. So let's replace him. He's a colonel. We're going to promote him to brigadier general. Okay, and then he will be replaced by not an engineer. He'll be replaced by Lieutenant Bowman. Okay, and then we'll do a cavalry corps under Smith with Brigadier General David Gregg. Okay. Gregg will have one division. No. We're going to wait. We want to go another cavalry general. Right? We want to make these cavalry generals. So Dennis is not. Palmer is. So Innes Palmer will be replaced. He will become a brigadier general, and he will be replaced by Lieutenant Horace Sargent. Bingo. And then, so Palmer will become available. Innes Palmer. Okay. Then Bowman. No, that's the new guy. Porter. Let's see here. Sergeant Bowman. Dennis. Let's do this. We're going to have to Army of the Potomac. Banks. No. Montgomery. No. From the Missouri Cav. Anybody with cavalry? No. Yes, Eli Long. Let's replace him. He's a major general, too. The Missouri Cav. Now, why are there so many now? That's crazy. Let's give it to this guy, William Gamble. Okay. Then we're going to go back to the Army of Northeastern Virginia. And we'll have another division under Eli Long. Goodness gracious. Excuse me. All right, we'll go Elliott, Devon, Fessenden, Tompkins, and Slack, with each having one battery attached. And we have a new cavalry corps. 1st Cavalry Corps. Boom. Under Gregg. 10,000 men and 20 guns. That's not bad for a cavalry corps right there. All right. And so now we have our first cavalry corps of the game. Which will immediately set about raiding toward this depot right here. First Cavalry Corps. Oh, they're still in the reds, since they're brand new, so they're going to set up their command. All right, and now we have this here. Oh! Diplomacy 2 policy enacted. Now more Confederate diplomats are now sent to Europe. New trade deals being proposed. They're talking about weapon imports now. That's not great. Obviously, their cannon out here in the east are better than ours. Tenth Corps, Army of the Potomac. First Corps still making its way. Okay. We're going to keep Little's Corps busy with Carleton's cavalry up there. That'll be just fine. Moving into late August now. And here we go. Yeah, when they bring out the Napoleonic game cutter, that's going to be big stuff. I'm going to jump on immediately, and I won't take too much time trying to get my feet wet with it. I'll probably, once that game comes out, I'll probably get going with. I may start a campaign right away, really. Okay, looks like we're about to land here. Okay, we got these two wings back down near here. First Corps. Hopefully will get itself involved in this siege battle here. Bingo. And they'll be on the field within 22 hours, adding another, 13, 14,000 or so troops. And then Maxey's Corps will find itself in a pinch up there in the mountains. We'll run it forward until we start that fight, and likely we'll end the stream there. Yeah, I'm going to try to make our way. Why don't we just go like this, fellas? Fantastic campaign. I mean, I've loved running this game into late game like this. This has been fun. Truly. It started and we were not making good progress in 1861 and 1862, and then I kind of started to figure a variety of different systems in the game. Kind of started to figure them out. Started to put it together. Okay, what's our intel down here? Drayton's Corps now is up to 14,000. Ewell's Corps, 8,000. Army of Northern Virginia, another 8,000. And this is a headquarters with the Army of Virginia. Okay, yeah, it says it's got 80,000, but that's bad intel. Pretty sure. And I don't think the Rebs will get help from Little's Corps if we start an assault up here. Man, all in the east. So much of my game has been spent fighting along here, really. All up here. West Virginia, West Pennsylvania, and then northern and central Virginia here. We've been winning a lot of the battles. We have lost several, though. Try to make the AI look good, right? At least a little bit. How are our financials looking, by the way? Income tax is up to 78, nice. 696 is not bad. What if we could do... No. Oh, machine guns, right? Medium-range carbines might be more useful, really. Finance mass production of rapid-firing medium-range carbines that can be used to arm infantry and cavalry units alike. What? While the range cannot match that of modern rifled muskets, the rate of fire is higher, allowing inflicting heavy casualties in a short period of time while in close combat. The rate of fire also means that units will burn through their ammunition more rapidly, which can result in logistical problems on the field. So, what else we got? Parrot rifles, recruitment agents, repeating rifles, that would be good. Rifled artillery. Finance the weapons industry to allow production of more advanced rifle artillery. These weapon types, 3-inch ordnance rifle and 6-pound Weird rifle, are made from wrought iron, which require more advanced machinery, resulting in more durable and accurate guns when compared to cast artillery. To mass produce these weapons, a good level of national industrialization is required. Okay. Ooh, supply reform. As the armies grow, so does the need for military supplies. Current logistical systems designed to support only small armies. The depots, their personnel, and commanding officers cannot manage larger supply volumes without reforming the whole logistical system. This project allows upgrading existing supply depots to level 2 and 3, greatly increasing the efficiency of the depots, allowing them to support more and larger armies. I think, actually, we should do this. I think we should honestly do that. I think we should definitely spend subsidies on that. And then weapon production. Each subsidized domestic weapons production. This will make production of weapons more profitable to manufacturers, boosting production volume. Let's do that. I like doing a lot of that back-end systemic kind of stuff. Okay, now we've got everybody on the field, and we can launch an assault. Boom. And we'll get into it. Right there, everybody. That's right. We'll be getting into it, and that will be reserved, yes, sir, for the next stream. You better believe it. What a lovely time I have had with you this evening, gentlemen, on a Monday. Couldn't ask for better. Here at Alternate History Gaming, I'm Bank60s, your humble and gracious player host. Thanking you, as always, for taking the time, guys. Jumping into the chat, keeping me company as we come together over Grand Tactician. Just a kind of a note, as we move forward the rest of this week, I talked about how I'll probably be going off camera more. Probably won't be doing so much on camera, which is, I'm sure, just fine with everybody. I'll have a K9 house guest that I am sitting for the next week or so. So you're going to have to deal with some interruptions because of him. Cobalt is his name. He is huge. And when he wants attention, he's going to get it. And I'll maybe have to figure some things out to keep him busy. But he will interrupt the streams from time to time. Be ready for that coming up tomorrow through next week, almost all the way to Tuesday next week. So again, be ready for that. Stream interruptions, off-camera streams. Again, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Give me that thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Consider becoming a member at recruit level, $2 a month. And I would love it if you did that. Until